Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We're at 20086 Mossy Meadows Avenue here in Oregon City, located underneath the deck. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water is running. We've got a 3-inch ABS cleanout. It sits specifically right at underneath the staircase that leads up to the front deck, so that the water ties in on the vertical drop here. So it's kind of a unique setup. Most cleanouts you will drop in and tee onto the main line. This one, because of how hard it's diving, they brought the tie in here mid-span in this vertical drop. So we're going to zero here. Check the overall condition and serviceability of the line. Water's running, 3-inch ABS. This is where we actually level off here. Off we go. Transitioning to 4-inch 3034 PVC. Homeowners are doing a very nice job of keeping the line clean. There's zero grease buildup, just about. I mean, technically a little bit there, but relative to most homes, this thing is spotless. And you want to keep it that way. And the main culprit that gets a line gunked up, by and large, is just cooking oil and grease. Obviously, wipes, paper towels, things of that nature you want to avoid too. But grease is the main one that will get built up and stays there, and it just gets stickier and stickier as time goes on. And it results in a lot of blockage problems. There's the main there. That is a fabulous looking sewer line thus far. We're going to let the line drain out real quick. This is a line I looked at about 5 years ago. So far it's like just as nice as it did back then. Alrighty. We're going to go ahead and start pulling the camera back in here. Line terminates on Mossy Meadows Avenue. And this is one I looked at this line about 5 years ago. It's one I've already located. Just checked out the diagram here, and it looks like by and large the line pretty much does a straight shot from the clean out access to the main. A little bit of water still trickling off here. Anyway, this is a really good example of exactly how you want to treat your line and have it look here. And kind of the rule of thumb I tell most people to live by: if you've got enough grease or oil on your pans, this is when the pans are hot or warm anyway. If there's enough grease or oil on there that it runs off the pan in beads or worse, if you turn that pan sideways, that's when you want to do something about it. You either pour it into a jar or let it cool down, scrape it off into a garbage can with a spatula, or wipe it out with a paper towel. Thin little coating of PAM spray is no big deal. Hot water and soap does the job there. One of the keys, though, if you do know that some gets down the line, is always use hot water when washing the dishes and soap. But let the hot water run for about a full 30 seconds to a minute after the last dish was washed. Helps to ensure that everything that did get down line remains melted and emulsified until it gets out to the main, or at least a good distance from the house. All the PVC pipe there looks great. Transition joint looks good. You can see how you get a little bit more grease build up here on the vertical drop. It's one of these counterintuitive weird things about grease. Grease will build up the heaviest on vertical drops, because as that stuff cools down, unlike water, until it hits freezing anyway, grease becomes more viscous as it cools down. It starts to move slower. So the water outruns it, which was what was keeping it melted. And that's how you get a little bit thicker stuff on the vertical drop. It's also the least concerning part of the line too, because of how much gravity you have in your favor there. So not a terribly concerning spot there as it relates to getting the line clean. Anyway, good flow end to end. All the pipe is in good condition. Sewer line is functioning properly at this time. Very nice looking line.